The New York Times is demonizing Israel again. This time they released a documentary of 6 ex-soldiers who share their accounts of day-to-day operations on the ground in Hebron. Unsurprisingly, they paint Israel as an abuser, but the entire film is a massive con. Not once does it mention that 4 of the 6 soldiers are actually professional activists who were recruited to oppose Jews living in Hebron. That's a major detail to leave out.
קוראים לי דיני סחרוף, לואיס אברבוך, רון זיידל, ניצן רון, דב ביגמן, יונתן סטירמן.
The 3 of them work for Breaking the Silence, a political organisation that campaigns to remove Jews from Hebron. It even includes their deputy director. Now, if the abuse is as widespread as they claim, why are they forced to rely on the testimony of professional activists from an organisation with a history of lying? Take Dina Zakharov, their spokesman. He claimed he beat up a Palestinian while serving in Hebron. When the government investigated his claim, every known witness, including soldiers and the supposed victim, said he'd made it up.
פרקליטות קבעו שדובר הארגון לא אמר אמת כשטען שהיכה פלסטיני.
The entire film is packed with lies and half-truths, like when Dean claimed a far-right politician gave pizza coupons to any soldier that shot a Palestinian.
ולברוך מר זה להקטע שהוא כזה הסתובב ומחלק קופונים לפיצה של מערת המכפלה אם אתה יורה בפלסטיני.
Here's the actual message. In English it says, neutralize a terrorist, get a pizza. It's crass, but he isn't encouraging the cold-blooded murder of Palestinians. He's thanking any soldier who stopped a terrorist from murdering civilians. And it's not just lies, they invert the facts, like this description of the Jewish area.
צריך להבין שבחברון כל השטח הוא מאוד מאוד דחוס. תחשבי שיש לך 850 יהודים שיושבים באמצע עיר פלסטינית. ואז מה שאנחנו כצבא נרצה לעשות זה בעצם לייצר צירים או מתחמים סטריליים בכל מקום שיש בו מתנחלים.
ציר סטרילי זה בעצם ציר שפשוט נקי מפלסטינים.
To understand what it's really like, let's hear from Rabbi Yishai Fleischer, Hebron's spokesman.
The Jewish people are from Hebron. This is the root of our existence, of our heritage. Abraham lived here. King David was king here. We've been living here straight, and we have history for the last 3,500 years. In the Middle Ages and all the times, people traveled to Hebron and saw Jews living here. So it's a little absurd that now we're being told that we're foreigners in this town. We're not foreigners. We're indigenous to Hebron. This is where we're really, really from. At the same time, if anybody tells you that Hebron is a poor, dilapidated, broken city, that Arabs can't live here, look behind me, you'll see a big Arab city, 200,000 Arabs living here, Palestinians, they live here in relative wealth because this is considered the richest of the Arab cities, about 5 billion shekel of exports to Israel, and about 17,000 stores and factories, while we Jews actually live in only 3%, a little defended street, because we also face jihadist attacks from the Hamas, folks that live in this town, and so we live in a small street defending our life that we've lived here for the last 3,500 years. I think we have a right to it, don't we?
One of the most offensive parts of the film was where they seemed to employ a medieval blood libel to infer that Jews attack non-Jews on the festival of Purim.
ואז מגיע פורים.
Purim. כן, אז הגיע Purim. Next to Beit Hadassah, there was maybe 40 or 50 Israelis that were there. And then they start throwing bottles at the Palestinian home. You know, it's very, very close, maybe like 20 meters away. They're throwing bottles, empty bottles, right? And they've been drinking all day. אז יש שם המון בקבוקים, okay? המון. And then the windows, most of them were just bars, okay? And the bottle would hit the bar and then shatter. And it would go into the house.
If Israeli violence happens every Purim like they seem to suggest, then surely there'd be footage. But they don't seem to have any, which is why they used a clip of Jews and Palestinians throwing bottles at each other during the Gaza war. It had nothing to do with Purim, which had happened 2 months earlier. They then cut to this scene.
So we left.
Without any context, that scene might look like a bunch of extreme Jews celebrating hanging somebody. Except it doesn't. It's Jews celebrating Purim by singing a children's song about Haman, the tyrant of the Purim festival who tried to exterminate the Jewish people 2,500 years ago. It's like saying Brits are bloodthirsty because they sing songs about Guy Fawkes and burn effigies of him. I guess my closing thoughts would be that the New York Times has no shame. They presented paid propagandists who want to see Jews removed from Hebron as neutral whistleblowers, and then they employed all kinds of blood libels and lies to demonize Israeli Jews. Shame on them. Thanks for watching, and a big thank you to the Jewish community of Hebron. Without their help we couldn't have made this video, and we also couldn't have made this video without help from our patrons, whose donations fund these videos. If you'd like to help us make more videos like this, head over to our Patreon, and a small monthly donation goes a real long way. We rely on donations from people like you. You can also purchase our merch, and if you can't do either of those things, then just share this video with as many people as possible so that the truth gets out there, and make sure that you're following us on all of our social media so you never miss a video.